Hello everyone, Leah Dixon here from Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. I am coming live tonight to do a Facebook Live featuring our paper pumpkin. This is the October paper pumpkin called Peaceful Christmas, and I haven't actually peeked inside the box yet, but I've heard that it's a very elegant set of 3 cards. So I'm going to switch my screen over and we'll get started. All right, so here we go. This is the gorgeous box, and it is all done up in the beautiful shaded spruce, and that is, I believe, the stamp set color that we're going to find in here. My box got a little bit crunched, unfortunately, but hopefully the contents are just fine. So here we go. I have got, yep, there we have it, the shaded spruce Stampin' spot in there. And then we have our stamp set. So every paper pumpkin kit comes with an ink spot, a stamp set, and then all the bits that you need to create a beautiful card. And so we've got Merry Christmas, Peaceful Christmas Wishes, Holiday Cheer, From Our Home to Yours, Wishing you and your family all the best, To you and yours, and sending you peace and joy all year long, as well as the beautiful trees and the little snowflakes. So a really elegant, beautiful stamp set. All right, so I'm going to pop that off to the side. They've also got a little note here just showing how this paper pumpkin coordinates nicely with our Peaceful Christmas suite. And so that's beautiful embossing folder, some gorgeous gray, white, and silver designer series paper, and the beautiful little cabin stamp set and dies. So that is our coordination with that. So I'm going to set that off to the side and pull all these bits out. And I'm just going to move that box off to the side now. So here we go. I'm just going to peek over here and see. So I can see that some of you are watching. Facebook's not bringing up comments right now, but if you want to say hi, I'll be able to comment back in the like after my video is done. And I'm not sure, Stampin', or not Stampin' Up, Facebook is sometimes a little bit funny, and I think tonight's one of those nights. All right, so the only thing that doesn't come in a paper pumpkin kit is your scissors. So you're going to need to have a pair of scissors with you if you're putting together this kit. And that is about it. Everything else is in here. All right. So we have some very nice red twine here, some mini glue dots and dimensionals that we'll be able to use for creating. And then we have the beautiful envelopes. I always love colored envelopes and decorated envelopes. So these ones have the silver tree on them. And then the inside is a buffalo check. So awesome, awesome. Oh, I see there's actually a comment coming through. Yay! Hi, Jacqueline. Hope you're having a good night. All right, we've got some silver sentiments here. So these say Noel, and it looks like they're almost like a brushed metallic. Oh, some beautiful ultra sparkly little jewels here. Oh, I love them. Those are fabulous. And then we've got our card bases. So looks like, how many do we have here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like maybe we're going to be able to make 10 cards in this kit, 5 of each design. And so I'm going to put these things off to the side, grab one of those. All right, so there are my 2 card bases. So one of them, this coordinates, I mean, this is basically the designer series paper from the Peaceful Christmas set, just in thicker cardstock. That is gorgeous. Oh, I love it. All right, so we've got that as one of our card bases, and we've got this as the other one. Now, I always kind of panic when I'm doing paper pumpkins because I think, oh no, I won't even be able to see what I'm supposed to be making, but I always forget it's underneath that layer. So there you have it. We're going to make 5 cards of each design, so 10 cards total, and those are just stunning. So the instructions are great nowadays. They're full color, and they even show you like where to put your adhesives and everything. All right, so we've got some gorgeous vellum trees that we're going to need. And let's see here, what else do we have? We're going to need a layer with all that buffalo check. And I can put that base away. All right, so I am going to grab my shaded spruce base here, and I'm going to pop out this buffalo check. We've got 3 little pieces here. It looks like we use one of them on this card. Oh, my comments are not scrolling for some reason. Oh, I know, Jacqueline. So I had, my credit card was compromised, actually. And so I had a little while there without my credit card, and I was really worried that I was going to miss my Paper Pumpkin payments, but luckily I got my card in time and got that all sorted. Made me think for a moment that I really should have more than one credit card, but I don't really want to go down that route, so. All right, so I'm going to pop out that piece. I'm going to pop out one of these red banners. We're actually using these on both cards, so I'm going to pop out an extra one right now. There we go. I need one of these Noels. And so this one, I'm always a little bit worried when I'm popping out like this beautiful scripty stuff, just that I don't tear any pieces. So kind of take it slow. So when I do my paper pumpkins, I always gather my materials for one set, and then I kind of play with the rest and change them up and have fun with them. So I'm just grabbing one of everything, basically. And so this vellum as well. We don't want to rip any of our trees, so just go slow as you're popping this out. Okay, come on. There we go. Oh, I did end up ripping one of my trees, darn it. Hopefully I can cover that up with something. There we go. So just nice and slow. Awesome. Okay. Oh, I know, it's awful, Jacqueline. It's a real pain when that happens. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is, so let's see here. It looks like they want us to do a little bit of stamping. Oh, that's so funny. So in the picture, I couldn't even see it, but I'm sure it's going to be really beautiful, is before we put this piece down, this buffalo check piece down, they actually have us stamping on here. So grabbing our trees, putting them on a block. Now, these do look quite long, but I can tell you that if you have a paper pumpkin block, these are actually going to fit right across the paper pumpkin block. Now, it's going to be a pretty tight fit. I don't like it when it's like that, so I tend to mount mine on a diagonal when that happens. You do whatever works for you, though. Some people can't stamp when it's on a diagonal like that. And then I'm going to grab my shaded spruce. If you don't have shaded spruce and you've got this kit, then use the little one that comes in your kit. And I'm going to ink this up. Now, what I do find is that sometimes these new ones, the ink doesn't actually go on kind of in an even manner. So I'm just going to grab a scrap paper and stamp that so that I can kind of wiggle that around and get the film off that's on there. Sometimes these have a little film on them. All right, and now this time when I ink that up, it's doing a lot better, but there's still a few areas where it's not really inking up as well as I'd like it to. All right. And there we have it. That one's way better. All right, so now I'm going to go just kind of to the left and centrish and stamp those trees and shaded spruce right onto our buffalo check. So it's not super duper visible, but it is there, and it's going to create like a shadow look in the background on our card. Oh yes, Jacqueline, the cabin suite would be perfect with this one. It's actually the suite that coordinates with this set, so that would work out just beautifully. All right, so step 1 is to do that stamping. Then they're saying step 2 is we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of this piece and adhere it to our card front. So I'm just going to pop over here and grab some dimensionals that I already have started. I'm just trying to use up the little bits that are left here. So I'll just trim those up. I know, I love the shaded spruce. It's such a beautiful Christmassy green. Really, really nice. So I'm using a few more dimensionals than they suggested. They just showed using them on the 4 corners, but I don't know, I always tend to do the centers of mine as well. All right, pop those off to the bin. There we go. 2 more. So the mat that I have here on my table is actually a Stampin' Pierce mat. I used to use like a large piece of foam from the dollar store and then scrap paper over top of it. But I was just finding that everything would get so busy on my desktop that I'm now just using the little foam as a surface to stamp on. All right, so with that done, we're going to now grab our trees and we're going to just put 3 mini glue dots right in the center, just on the 3 inside trees. And basically what's going to happen is we are going to be putting a layer over top of this. Oh good, so where I tore it's going to get hidden. We're putting a layer over top of this, so you want to put those 3 mini glue dots right where they're going to get hidden anyways. So I'm going to come on in here and right down there actually. Okay, don't stick to me. So if you've got nails and you know, can't pick these up, using your Take a Pick tool is a great way to lift these off of the sheet and get them attached to your project. And same with picking off the little bits, you can do it that way as well with your Take a Pick tool. I think I'm going to be able to manage with my nails today, maybe not, we'll see. Some days I can and some days I can't. Today seems to be going just fine. All right, so with that done, we're going to put this down on our card fairly low, and so that those trees that we stamped are peeking through. Okay, so we've got those 3 little glue dots to hold that down. Next thing we're going to do is grab, we have this little gray like wooden piece, and so we're going to grab that, put 2 dimensionals on the back of it. Grab that, and another dimensional sheet. Grab that. So 2 dimensionals on the back of that, and then some glue dots on the back of our red piece here, and we're actually going to lay that down across there. So just 2 on here will do. Okay, so we'll peel those off. And this little red banner is going to go straight across our piece of wood here. So I am doing this before I attach it to my card front. It's vellum, yeah, those trees are vellum. Isn't that beautiful? All right, and then the last thing we want here is with our Noel, right on the back and kind of keeping in the center line. So you may even want to like put your Noel on here just to see where the dots will do best. You want 1 on your N, so kind of right down where the N meets. 1 on your O, right up at the top where you've got a little bit of a larger space, and 1 on your L, right where the 2 loops meet. And so that's going to keep those on spots where there's enough paper that the glue dot gets hidden. You don't have sticky bits showing on the front of your card, and so that it will be in line with that red banner so that it glues to that. All right, so now we're going to take this and center it again. Oops, there we go. So I'm putting mine so it's just down a little bit there. So now that is glued on. Now with that piece glued on there, I'm going to peel off these backings and pop this right onto my card front. Now I've got that little one that I kind of tore, so I'm going to put this so that it's covering up my tear. There we go. Just like that. And then the last step is to add a little bit of bling, and these are absolutely gorgeous. They're like so sparkly. Oh my goodness. All right, and we're just going to pop a couple on here. So beautiful. One down here. There we go. So that is our first card from our Peaceful Christmas paper pumpkin, all done. Yeah, there was 2 dimensionals. They were just on the back of this gray piece. Yeah, and then the dimensionals in the corners of the buffalo check. Are you kidding me, Jacqueline? If there hadn't been dimensionals, I would have dug some out and used them anyways. Oh, I know, Mary. Isn't it beautiful? So just a very elegant, very quick card. I love it. That's what I love about paper pumpkin, is they turn out so beautifully with like almost no effort. I say almost no because there's a little bit going on here. All right, so for our second card, we're going to use this beautiful silvery background with those gorgeous trees. We've got this little label here, and it has, I love that, you know, all the labels, they have like the little silver trim on them. It's just, you know, one of those things that I can't do when I am stamping my own stuff. So they've got Merry Christmas on their sample. But I really like this Peaceful Christmas Wishes, and it fits right in that space. So does the Holiday Cheer. Like, all of these sentiments fit in there beautifully. So I think I'm going to go with Peaceful Christmas Wishes on this one. It just, this whole card just feels so calm. So pop that onto a block, and then, oops, let's actually put that all the way onto the block. Pop that onto a block, grab our shaded spruce again. And now this is a very, very fine line sentiment, so I'm not worried about it not stamping nicely, because I find those fine lines just pick up the ink so well. All right, so there we have our gorgeous sentiment. Oh, love it. And that is our only stamping. So next up, we're going to grab our bit. So this is going to get dimensionals on the back of it. Our circle is going to get mini glue dots or whatever adhesive you would like to use. And we have another red banner that also is going to get some mini glue dots on the back of it. So I am struggling just a little bit with my nails today, so I am going to actually use my Take a Pick tool to do these mini glue dots this time. So you can see there, I just take that pointy end, stick it underneath, and then slide those off. So it works quite easily. And then our circle's just getting adhered straight to our card front. So we can do that. Do probably 3 of these on here. There we go. And then grab some dimensionals, and let's see, they're just showing 2 dimensionals on the back of this one. I'm just using up scraps from edging. All right, so we've got that adhesive on here, and then we need our twine, or the pretty red twine. So now, I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I really do not like doing what they suggest. They suggest making a little bow and then using a mini glue dot to stick it onto your card front. And I don't know, I can't stand that. It really bothers me, that idea that there is a piece that could just like easily fall off. Like, ribbons are so easy to knock off of cards. So I always try and wrap it around something, or, you know, do this in some way. So what I'm actually going to do is grab a punch. So this is actually, it's the same shape even. Just when I make them, they don't have the silver trim. I actually don't know what this one's called, but what I love about it is it's got the slot here for a wide ribbon to run through your label, or the little dot for a small trim. So I'm going to open this up, come on over to my side here, and I love that it has this silver line on it, because it actually allows me to see how far in I am. So I'm going to go in just so I'm removing a portion of that silver line. and I just pinched that out. So there's the tiniest little hole in the side of my label now, and I am going to run my twine through there to tie my bow, so that I know that it is fully secured to my card front, because I don't know, it just really bothers me to mini glue dot things on. Now, if you don't have that punch and you don't have a tiny, tiny hole punch, then go ahead and mini glue dot it on. It's not the end of the world. I really don't like that. And then I'm going to tie a little knot here. So just loop these around. And then I'm going to trim off. So I'm just leaving enough to tie my bow. So I've got that tied on. And then I'm just going to grab my two sides to make my bunny ears. Wrap those around each other. And then just fiddle with this until you get the bow the right size and having it laying the way you like it on your card. So I want fairly tiny bows there. There we go. And then I just want to trim up these ends so that they're both the same. Okay. I wish so badly that we had red twine in our actual catalog and that this was something we could get all the time. I love this. You can always color. We do have the white twine in the Essentials pack or the Basics pack, so you could always color that. But having it already pre-colored is just so handy. Yeah, retired tiny hole punches, that works as well. All right, and now this card literally goes together at this point in a matter of seconds. You're going to take this red piece, or oh my goodness, that's not red. You're going to take the green piece, you're going to take your red banner, peel your backings off of there. I'm going to have to use my tool here. So now that that's stuck down, you can use that pointy end of your tool to come in and just remove the adhesive backing from there. I'm going to pop that across your circle. And so I had to line up that check so that it was going straight up and down. Maybe you like it on a diagonal or something. I wouldn't have been able to handle that. So I just made sure that mine was lined up so it's straight up and down. And then peel those dimensional backings off, pop our sentiment on there. And then the last thing we do before we, of course, add gems to this is we peel those backings off. So this Take Your Pick tool works really well for that. So backings flying everywhere. All right. I pop this down so that that red banner is as far to the left as you can while keeping it on your card. Get rid of those little bits. And then we grab our bling and we pop that right onto our buffalo check circle. Okay, we're going to put 3 of them on here, just like we did on our other card. And voila, that is our finished card. So these 2 cards, super cute, super fast, and yeah, just absolutely gorgeous. I love this paper pumpkin. So I can't wait to play a little bit and do some alternatives and see what we can come up with and combine this with that Peaceful Christmas design or Peaceful Place Designer Series paper and have a lot of fun with this. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm just going to switch my screen here. I hope you guys ordered this one. If you didn't, well, I'm sorry, it's the Christmas ones, but do know that you can get in on next month's Paper Pumpkin. You have until November 10th, but I wouldn't wait that long to order the Gifts Galore Paper Pumpkin. It is 9 oversized treat bags with like full fronts on them, a snowman, a stack of gifts, and a Christmas tree. And then the little goodie bags and everything, and they're food safe, so you can put a stack of cookies in there, fill it up with chocolates, or put some gift inside it as well. So that is next month's Paper Pumpkin. If you got this one, I hope you enjoyed that video and have fun creating. Have a great night, everyone. Happy Friday.